Hello everyone, this is Diana Anderson, your Tiara Tip lady. We're going to wait for a few moments and let Facebook build my audience. And then I will share this out. And then we'll get started. Are you afraid to live stream? We're going to talk about fear. What else are you afraid of? Just waiting for people to come in here. And Facebook is going to act a little bit funny for me. So we're going to go here. And we're going to make a little note. And if you're coming in, be sure and say hello. Okay, let's get started. So if you're just now joining me, my name is Diana Anderson. I'm known as the Tiara Toting Lady, and I have a passion to help people live a healthy, happy life, both physically and financially. And a labor of love that I share with people is to help them with life tips and business tips and health tips. Today, we're going to talk about fear. And we can apply fear in our lives or our businesses. And you know what? Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or threat. Remember when you were young and you thought there was something hiding under the bed? That was fear. Or if you're home alone, you're watching scary movies and you hear that noise, that's fear. Or false evidence appearing real. What I'd like to ask you, and the sun, I'm sitting in a strange spot. I apologize if the lighting is a little bit off. So I have a question to ask you. What is your number one fear? It can be a fear in your life or a fear in your business. You know, some people are afraid of failure, but when you get to talking to people, sometimes the things that they do, they're doing it because they actually have a fear of success because they don't know what they're going to do when they're successful, right? Thanks for joining. If you're just now joining, please be sure and say who you are so I can say hi to you. So what I'd like to ask you, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, is, what's your number one fear? It can be a fear in your life or a fear in your business. Go ahead and share it in the comments below, if you dare. Because you know what? There might be somebody out there that has the same fear, and it might give them a little bit of comfort to know that you have the same fear, and they're not alone. Now, with that fear that we've placed, or that you've named, I'd like to ask you another question. On a level from 1 to 10, what's that fear level? Is it, yeah, it's there, it's a little bit of a hindrance? Or is that fear so fierce within inside of you that you have anxiety when you think about that fear you've just named? Because we have named it, right? Okay, I got to refresh something here. Okay, now, that fear we've named it, right? You have given it you've given it a discomfort level from 1 to 10, correct? Now next, considering that fear and that fear level, where is it keeping you? Is it keeping you from functioning? Is it keeping you from moving forward? Would you say that yes, it is, or somewhat, or not at all? That is a question. Is your fear keeping you from being successful? Is it keeping you from doing the things that you want to do? You know, when I was younger, I would say in my mid-20s, I was fearful. Hey, Tara, thanks for joining. If I had to go to the grocery store, I could do that by myself. But if I had to go someplace new, like let's say I had an appointment and I hadn't been there before, I was paralyzed. I had to have someone take me there on a trial run because back then we didn't have GPSs. We just had the addresses and the directions on a piece of paper. If I had to go into, does anybody have a fear of going into a restaurant and sitting down and having a meal by themselves? I used to have a fear of walking into a restaurant and asking for a table for one. My fear was that I was going to look like I was lonely. No one wanted to have lunch with me, and it just paralyzed me. So I would literally sit in my car and eat a sack lunch when I worked instead of going to a restaurant and relaxing. Now, I know there's a lot of moms out there that say, heck yeah, I'd love to go to a restaurant by myself, right? I'd let someone wait on me and no kids screaming, and I can actually enjoy my lunch. I overcame that fear. I just did it, right? A lot of us have fear of sharing our business because we don't want to appear to be pushy or salesman-y-like, right? A lot of us have a fear of picking up that phone because you know it does weigh 500 pounds, right? And so fear lives within all of us. It lives within even the top leaders in all the industries. They have fear. They just face it. Haley Johnson, thanks for joining. You know, I like to tell myself, you know, because I'm, you know, I try to do as I see others do. So I like to do what the Nike ad says or the slogan says, just do it. And then I go to do it and I go, oh, I can't do it. I come up with 900 excuses. Can I get a, I do that too from anyone? So what I found the best way to attack the fears. Are you ready for this? What I've been doing is, of course, I do a lot of praying. And then before I go and do that one task that is so, it just makes my heart beat really fast, is I actually meditate. And I visualize what's going to happen. Am I going to, lately it's, you know, it's the phone. You know, nobody wants to answer. So what I do is I visualize how something is going to go. For instance, on a phone, right? I'm going to call Lee. Hi, Lee. This is Diana Anderson. Hey, I'm just going to keep you a moment. And I actually pick up the phone and I call. In my visualization, of course. And then I go to do it. Now, people are going to say no. They're going to say they're not going to pick up their phone. They're not going to return the call. That's okay. At least you're facing your fears, right? Or if you're going out in public and you want to share, because that's a great way to share, especially if you're really shy. You know, just striking up a conversation with someone is a way to get over your shyness. Going out in public and striking up a conversation and sharing your business is also kind of scary for a lot of us. But it's a way to move to the next step of your business, right? So after you've meditated and you go out and do it, or you try to face your fear and you forgot to put on your I'm facing my fear cape, like your Superman cape, and you fail to face that fear head on, try this little tip. It kind of works. Find a friend and share your fear and let that friend know how you are going to face your fear. Say, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call X amount of people today. And I'm not going to stop calling until I get 3 people to at least talk to. Or I'm going to go out in public and I'm going to talk to 3 people and I'm going to actually mention my business. And then give yourself a time frame. Make sure you're going to follow up with that friend and touch base. That helps tremendously. sharing your fear, stating your plan, and then donning that fear cape and going out and conquering your fear makes you become one step further to reaching that goal, no matter what that goal is. So, you've mentioned your fear. You've mentioned your fear level. Now, go out and face your fears. I hope something in this gave you a little tip as to how to face your fear, or knowing you're not alone and everyone has fears. That's somewhat of a comfort too. If you found any tips or anything in this useful, please be sure and share it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notification when I do my live streams. And as I always like to say, don't forget to share your smile, because your smile costs you absolutely nothing. And it can be invaluable for whoever you share it to, because you never know what burden someone else is going through. Someone can be having a totally rotten, miserable day. And just because you took the time to smile at them, their day can be a whole lot brighter. Go out and have a great day, everyone. Again, this has been Diana Anderson, your Tiara Toting Lady. Bye-bye.